Are 12-inch subs really louder than 10-inch subs, or is that just a myth? In this video, we're going to use some science to find out, so stay tuned. That's right, YouTube. Today we have the age-old question: is a 12-inch sub really louder than your 10-inch fella? Obviously, there's a bunch of debate on this. So the question is it louder, and how much louder is it? We're going to find that out in this video. Now, for subwoofers, we have the Scar EVLs. There's a particular reason I picked these. First off, from the at least 10s up to pretty much the 18s, they're pretty much the exact same sub. Only difference is being the size, which does help us out for this test. Both have the exact same magnet structure, coil, spider, basket design, leads. So from a mechanical perspective, pretty much the exact same sub. Also, these are both dual 2-ohm subs. So EVL, dual 2-ohm, EVL, dual 2-ohm. Of course, this means we're going to have the same motor force between the two subs, same voice coil, that sort of thing. Now, in some cases, the bigger sub will actually have bigger components in it. Not the case here. We have the same between the two of them. There's really only two things that do differ between these subs. Of course, first off, that's the cone. We have, of course, more surface area on the cone of the 12 than we do of the 10. And we have a bigger basket on the 12, which allows for a bigger spider. Now, your spider is this red guy right in here. This controls the sub. As this thing moves up and down, it has to move, straight up and down. It can't move side to side. So the spider is what holds the voice coil and the cone in place so it doesn't shift. That means the spider, has to extend up and down. And generally speaking, the smaller spider you have, the less, linear motion you're going to be able to get from it. Apart from a 12, just having more surface area, which should produce, more sound for the same amount of power. Also having that bigger spider than we have on the 10, it's going to allow for some more linear movement, or X-Max. So, of course, in theory, the 12 should be louder, but is it really? That is exactly what we're here to test and find out. Now, it is time to announce the next giveaway on the channel, but first, real quick, we got to give a huge thank you to Alfred Audio, of course, the owners of Death Bonds and Avatar, for sponsoring this video. Quick word from that, and we'll get into the giveaway. Man, this is a cool little speaker. I can't wait to test this thing out. Oh, man. Guys, if you want to actually get loud, have some great quality bass, you need to check out Alfred Audio. They have a ton of awesome subs. They've got some great beginner, more budget-friendly options like this Machete Fight S. Or if you want a big boy, we got the big old Apocalypse, big fella over here. They also make tons of amps, tons of incredible high-quality speakers. Everything I've tested out so far has been some of my favorite stuff and has just blown me away with how good it sounds and how well it performs. So much so, in my last really big build that I did, I ran all their equipment. I ran the batteries, I ran their subs, I ran one of their massive 20K amps, and I was so pleased with it, and everybody that heard it was so pleased with it too. It literally just blew people away. Okay, a blue hair, not quite people. But hey, I was just going for blowing around some hair, so that works out. If you want to check out some awesome gear from them, alfredaudio.us. Link will be in the description below. Thank you guys so much. Let's get back to the video. Y'all, we got a bunch of stuff to give away for one of y'all this holiday season. First off, I have this Taramps Bass 400 that I got a little while back. One of y'all is going to be getting this guy. And then, of course, Big Jeff sent me a bunch of stuff to give away as well.
We got one of these little packs. We got some of his hater gear, stickers, DS18 lanyards, Big Jeff cups, a beanie, of course, some of his some towels.
To be entered, guys, you gotta subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you gotta go like my Facebook page. Stay tuned on my page. Here in a couple days, I will post a video with the details on how you can win all this stuff. So stay tuned for that. But most importantly, guys, I am so thankful each and every one of you. Love giving stuff back, and I love that Big Jeff loves giving back as well and has sent me all this stuff. Huge thank you to them, huge thank you to y'all. Back to the video. Now, for this test, we're going to be putting both of these guys in the Scar prefab boxes. They're, a decent spec prefab box that is overall pretty good for a affordable musical box. Now, I've already done another video with this 12 versus a 15, So I know what the scores are for this guy. So we're gonna run this guy at the same power that we ran this guy at. Of course, show those scores. Then I'll show the scores I previously got with the 12. Now, of course, the way I did this with the 12, and I'm gonna do it with this 10. And we're gonna test these things out at 35, 40, and 45 hertz at about the same power that we ran the 12 at, and just see what score we get. Let's get to it. All right, we have the 10 hooked up. And when we had the 12 in here, we of course had it on this side, port on this side, and this is the distance we had it from the back hat. So we're gonna keep everything the exact same here, see what the 10 does. All right, and when we did it with the 12, we had the meter right there in that corner in the kick. We had everything sealed, all the doors and windows closed. Of course, these seats down, so just like that. 35 hertz. And a 135.0. 40 hertz. And a 137.7. 45 hertz. 138.1. All right, y'all, here are the results with the 10-inch sub. Next up, I'm gonna show y'all the clips that we got with the 12-inch sub, and we'll see how they compare. Okay, pushed her real hard there. 4,785 watts. And look at that, fellas. We got a 137.9. All right, same test, but at 40 hertz. Seems to be where it's wanting to max out at 40 hertz. You see the ohms rising a little bit higher there, but we got 4,069 watts. And look at that, broke into the 140, got a 140.5. Now we're gonna try 45 hertz, 3,343 watts. Ah, look at that, broke up into the 140s, guys, got a 140.5. And here are the results. Went ahead and wrote down the 15 too, since we had done that as well. I figured y'all would enjoy seeing the comparison, but we're of course gonna focus on the 10 versus the 12. You can see we got super similar power at 35 hertz, but with the 12, we gained 2.9 dB. Once again, super similar power at 40 hertz, actually a little bit more with the 10, but at 12, I think gained 2.8 dB. And at 45 hertz, we actually got a lot more power, over 500 watts more. So with the 12-inch, we gained 2.4 dB. And of course, pretty similar power with the 15 as well, but of course the 15 even louder. Well, guys, there are the results. No myth busted here today. Yes, 12s are louder than 10s, given the same kind of spec sub and the same power. Now, I said this in the last video on this topic, and I'll just reiterate it here. There are so many variables that play into a thing like this. That being said, we're just kind of comparing, you know, apples to apples here. And if size is your only difference, then yes, a 12 definitely gonna be louder. Now, generally, of course, a bigger box means you can get better volume. That being said, if we put this 10 in a, 2 cubic foot box like the 12 was in, that would probably be far enough out of spec for this guy that it really wouldn't help us out whatsoever. Maybe at really low powers, it would help, but pushing these subs to their max, putting over 4,000 watts through them, I think it would just be too big. I don't think it would be any help whatsoever. Now, that being said, guys, again, the point of this test is, of course, just to test apples to apples. I know there are people out there that have their 10-inch sub that's doing like a 160 or whatever. I've heard it all in the comments. I get it. The point of this was not to see how loud can we get a 10-inch sub. The point of this was to see what the difference was, of course, playing these in a controlled environment. That is the same for the 10 and the 12. All right, guys, let's talk about how much louder was the 12 over the 10. Well, you saw throughout there, we pretty consistently were, 2 to 2.5 decibels louder with the 12 than we were with the 10. Now, just to put that into perspective, if we were running a test through the same sub, about every 3 dB gain takes twice the power. Basically, what that means, in order to get this guy as loud as we got the 12, we would have to put 7, maybe even 8,000 watts through it to get that same score. And at that point, guys, I don't think the suspension in this guy could have taken that much power, it probably would have reached its mechanical limit, and we wouldn't have got there anyway. So I hope that helps, guys. Well, Basehead family, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found it super useful. Hope you learned something. I just want to give each and every one of you a massive, massive thank you so much for watching these videos, commenting, liking, and of course, subscribing to the channel. Helps out more than you guys know. And I hope you all know how appreciative I am that you do this. And that's one of the reasons why I do all the giveaways on the channel that I do. So of course, guys, remember, go enter yourself for that over on my Facebook page and stay tuned for more stuff. Now, real quick, I'm pretty sure I'm posting this the day before Christmas. So Merry Christmas to y'all. Love you all so, so much. Hope you have a wonderful day. God bless you. And remember, as always, guys, keep basing on.